Okay, give a little update on what I have going on. So I did take this off the, I took this out. So the situation was that I was going to replace it. And I was going to replace it with the ready to assemble front cabinet, the front fascia of a ready to assemble cabinet. This is exactly 84 and a 242-inch ready to assemble front fascias would actually just go in here perfectly with no modifications. I would just take it and basically nail it up there. The problem that I ran into now is that the cabinets are extremely expensive now. I believe I paid maybe $140 for a 42-inch cabinet, and now it's up to $300, double the price. So with a what 140, 100, 280, I would say, hey, I would just go ahead and put two of these up here. But now this is gonna take the price up towards $600 just to get this portion done. So I decided to do something different. And let me show what I mean by the front portion of the cabinet. Okay, this is one of the finished bathrooms that I did in my half bath. This is the cabinet in question, and this is 42 inches from top to bottom. It's a very nice maple cabinet. These also are ready to assemble. Okay, this is the cabinet unassembled, uninstalled. But you see this piece here? This is what I mean by the front portion of the cabinet. It comes together already, and all you have to do is attach the rest of the cabinet together. Hence the term RTA, or ready to assemble cabinet. I think the cabinets are pretty good, decent quality. It's wood all the way around, no particle board. However, there are not these cabinets. Now, this is a thicker cabinet. And those cabinets I can pick up by myself. These cabinets are made with 3/4 inch throughout wood, which the other cabinets are made with some 1/2 inch wood. It's a different ball game when you're talking about the stout and the sturdiness, just the overall build. Now, these were custom built by me, and I didn't want to go through all of that. And this is how the cabinet comes. This is a 30 by 42. That's what 3042 means. Shaker cabinet, and it comes in that. And like I said, I was just going to use just the front portions and put it on my area right here. So now, not wanting to saving some money, I decided to go ahead and buy a dado blade and make the cabinet doors here, because I want I'm going to have shaker door here, a shaker door here, and a sliding door shaker, and this is going to be the door is going to match. So I decided to just make this. I mean, it's not rocket science, and then I built the entire vanities to go off in here. So I figured I could actually do the doors, but what I didn't have was the dado blade to actually make it happen. I just rather just invest in the dado blade, so I'll have it, and then just make these doors to fit on here. So I took the doors off and I brought this back in to put it back in here. The reason why I took it off is because this board here has actually warped a little bit, and it was pulling away from the wall here at the top. The previous owner of this property, they just caulked it all and threw a little wood glue in there trying to conceal it, and then they had a lot of caulk and then concealed it with caulk and paint. I'm going to get my measure out, and I'm pretty sure it's the board that has warped and not the wall. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to screw these down. I'm going to use screws to hold it to the wall to keep it from pulling away from the wall if it's warped. So that's the fix that I'm going to have for that. So it's going to throw things off. The first doing it the old way, I would just, well, the original way was that I was just going to get it, nail it up, and be done. But now this is I have to have a learning curve because I never built shaker cabinets before. But I'm pretty certain that I will be able to be successful in it. So that's where that stands, and um, I'm on my way. Today I'm going to take get my texture gun out and do all the texture. I'm gonna tape in bed. I've been tape everything up and texture everything that needs to be textured. All the places that I did a little sheetrock work, and as you can see here, I have my smart switches already installed. This is a 3-gang, a 2-gang, and a 1-gang here. If you, from a previous video, if you go back and see that, I believe this socket here was over here. There was nothing there. So, and this was a 4-gang. So what I've done is this was the fireplace switch, in which I've taken that and moved it over here. See, it works. And the heater switch, which is up there, I had a heater, ceiling heater, that I also took out. I took that switch and put it over here. Now the fireplace, the heater is on a 1 circuit, and obviously it left these other 3. Also, I moved it was a non-protected plug here. I changed it over to a GCFI plug. And also on the back side of that, I'm going to run another plug here off of that plug in here, which is going to go into the cabinet. And that is going to be the power source for my smart watering system by mowing. And the towel warming system is going to be on this plug here. This is where the thermostat is going. So the towel warming, that I keep saying towel warming. I meant the floor warming. The floor warming system, oh man, I ordered it on Amazon, and for some reason they jacked up the order. Okay, I ordered it, and this is what I got. They only sent just wires. No thermostat or the little tabs that they use to put it down on the ground. I mean, they just came with the wires, and that is not what the order said that it came with. So I have to call Amazon and try to get this figured out. But this is the wire that I'm going to be running up under the tile so that I can get the warming system going. Man, I have to come back and do this over and over. I hate that, but my footprints is still dusty in there, and the wife is just on me about the dust. I'm supposed to take my shoes off before I come into the areas that's completed that with no construction, but she's not here, so I'm actually doing more work. It's more work. It's better for me to take my socks off or shoes off and come in here than to just keep my shoes on and then come back and mop every time. Yeah. I'm trying to work smarter and not harder, and I don't succeed all the time. But anyway, that's the story on that. I do have the mirrors coming in. They'll be here. And with these mirrors, they're lighted mirrors, and I'm going to go away. I'm going to get rid of these vanity lights. The mirror light's supposed to be super bright. Then I have a lot of other lights off in here to help compensate if they are not. But I'm only going to have those mirrors as for the lighting in here on this section of the bathroom. So that's kind of a idea of where I am right now. I do have to do a little bit more sanding to smooth out some of these rough spots on these, as you can see, these rough spots that I have. But I'm really not concerned too much because the cabinet is going to go over this and a backsplash. But at any rate, this is where I am right now on this journey. And I'm doing research on, I've never done a pocket door, but I'm going to have to replace this pocket door, which is going to be great because I have 3 and they all are noisy and hard to move. And I'm going to switch over to the soft close, soft open by Johnson Hardware, I believe. I'm gonna have to do that, so I'll have to tear this area here just to get the old system out and get the new system in. And I've never done it before, just like everything else I hadn't done before, but I'm not scared of it. I never installed a fireplace before. I never did shiplap before. Never relocated a drain or a supply line before. Never installed a a tub like this before. I've never put in a tile warmer. I've never done any of those things, but I feel confident that I can get all this stuff done. I've come this far. There's no turning back right now. So I'm looking forward to trying to get this thing finished up for you guys. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.